Namaste everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to talk about spiritual journey and intuition. A lot of people think that intuition is not so important. So in this video I'm going to tell you the importance of intuition in spiritual journey. Why do we need intuition in a spiritual journey? So let's get started. First one is Ascension Process. Before I talk about importance of intuition in Ascension Process, let me explain you what is Ascension Process. Ascension Process is a period of time when you're trying to learn something, when you're trying to change something. Either you are trying to end a karmic cycle, or you are trying to learn a lesson, or maybe you are just working on a shadow side. Ascension process is about endings and new beginnings. You are ending a phase and then you will be entering into a new phase, a new cycle. For example, it's like sunset and sunrise. See sunset as an ending cycle and see sunrise as a new beginning, a new cycle. The time between these two cycles is very crucial. This is called ascension process, ascension time. During this time, during this ascension process, you learn lot of things. You experience lot of changes within you, within your life. And those changes are not easy to deal with. It's very difficult because you are trying to change yourself from inside. There are a lot of misconceptions about cycles that, okay, I have ended a cycle, now a new cycle will begin. Yes, it will begin, but it will not happen naturally. You have to do some inner work. You have to work on your shadow side. You have to work. You have to work on your weaknesses. Every cycle requires some kind of changes from you, changes within you. In order to ascend to the next level in your spiritual journey, you have to do a lot of inner work. Then only you will be able to enter into a new cycle, a new phase. Every cycle comes up with some kind of difficulty, some kind of changes. And in order to ascend to the next level, you have to face those difficulties. You have to do that. You have to do some inner work. For example, let's say when we play games, in games there are different levels, right? Easy, medium, hard, extremely difficult, right? Each level has a different difficulty which you will have to overcome. Then only you will be able to win the game, right? For example, if I talk about my own spiritual journey, I ended a cycle. I ended my karmic cycle. I learned a lesson. But still I was not able to move into a next cycle, because that cycle needed something. In order to move into a next cycle, I had to awaken my masculine energy. It was not like that my masculine energy was not awakened, it was awakened. But it's like I needed to be in my masculine energy more than my feminine energy. I need to be in my power, control. I remove blockages. That was stopping me from entering into a new cycle. I awakened my masculine energy. I walked on my masculine side. In spiritual journey, always remember that you have to do some kind of inner work. In order to move into a new cycle, you have to remove your inner blockages that are stopping you from entering into a new cycle. For example, there is a fear and you need to release your fear. Fear is any kind of insecurity, any kind of uh, weaknesses. You have to work on that, because understand one thing: if you don't work on a shadow side, if you think that okay, I will not do my inner work and you will feel stuck in a spiritual journey. If you don't work on your weaknesses, if you don't work on a shadow side, it will become extremely painful for you. So work on your shadow side, work on your weaknesses, because there is no end to this journey, there is no end to this ascension process. We are always transforming and we will always be transforming. There is no end. And yes, ascension process will have an impact on your spiritual life as well as other aspects of your life. It will have a major impact on your entire life, emotionally, mentally, physically, every aspects of your life. When we are going through a spiritual awakening, when we are in spiritual journey, we experience a lot of unexpected changes. We learn a lot of lessons. We go through a lot of karmic cycles. We change ourselves. We grow spiritually. In spiritual journey, universe, God, angels, our spirit guides, ancestors, they always give us guidance, help. They always give us guidance, help, right? But still we need intuition. Why? I'm coming to that point. Intuition always gives us guidance, especially during ascension process. Because when we are in ascension process, we are trying to change something. We are trying to learn something. We are trying to learn a karmic lesson. We are trying to change ourselves, our weaknesses, our shadow, our dark side. We are trying to make a change. Your intuition guides you what changes you need to make next in your spiritual journey. Okay, so for example, let me tell you my experience. During my spiritual journey, I have experienced this a lot. I realize this now, like after a long time. I was having this feeling like I think I need to I should spend some more time in meditation. I think I should start journaling. I think I should spend some time in solitude. These are the intuitive messages. These messages come from your intuition, your higher self, your inner voice. Intuition always gives us guidance. It's just that we don't realize that. For example, let's say okay, so okay, so let's say for example you are in a spiritual journey and you know that you need to walk you need to balance your feminine energy, but you don't know how. Okay, so suddenly out of nowhere you have this feeling like, I want to cook something, I want to paint, I want to dance. uh, these are the feminine qualities, right? These things will help you to balance your feminine energy, but you don't know this, right? So your intuition gives you this hint, like indirect message, like, okay, paint, dance, do something creative. It will help you to balance your feminine energy, our emotions. So this is how your intuition gives you guidance in a spiritual journey. Whenever you feel stuck, confused, your intuition gives you guidance. And if you are in a spiritual journey or you are going through a spiritual awakening, then always remember one thing, that you receive guidance through meditation, through your dreams. So make sure that your intuition is awakened. If your intuition is blocked, you will not be able to receive the guidance from the universe. You will not be able to receive the guidance. You will not understand what the universe is trying to communicate. So intuition is very important in this journey. It's a medium of communication between universe and you. And because you are in a spiritual journey, you will need a spiritual guidance. And spiritual guidance comes from universe, God, angels, our spirit guides. Whenever universe wants to tell you something important or specific, universe conveys that message through your intuition. So work on your intuition so that you can receive the guidance from the spirit. Now let's talk about divine test. What are the signs? Okay, signs that divine is taking your test. 1. You will not receive any help, any guidance from the universe, from angels, from God, and you will get mad and angry at universe, at God, like you will not receive any help, any guidance. You will feel stuck in your spiritual journey. Like there's some kind of stagnant feeling. You will feel confused, you will feel stuck. Now, third one is very important. Spiritual journey is all about you and universe, God. You will start doubting God. You'll start doubting God. The faith that you had in God starts fading. But what is divine test actually? A divine test is a time when you experience a lot of pain or difficulties, whether it is emotionally, physically, financially, or spiritually. And you feel that you are alone. God is not helping you. You are alone. And you will think that you are experiencing only pain. Nothing is going right. You are facing a lot of difficulties, you are experiencing a lot of pain, and nothing is going right, and God is not saying anything. He is silent. So slowly, you will start doubting God. When divine is taking your test, you will feel like everything is going against you. Nothing is going right. And you are not getting any help from divine, from angels. So whenever you are not getting any help from divine, from angels, it means that they are taking your test. Don't get mad, don't get angry, just relax and listen to your intuition. It will guide you. They are taking your test so that God can be assured that you are ready to ascend to the next level in your spiritual journey. They are taking your test to see if you have actually learned the lessons. Like, whatever you have gone through, have you learned anything from that? And most importantly, have you changed? If we fail in exam, if we fail in exam, we can't study in the next class, right? Similarly, if you don't pass your divine test, you will not be able to ascend to the next level in your spiritual journey. When divine is taking your test, the same situation will happen again. And you will think that, what is this happening, right? Like, I have already ended a cycle. Like, why is this happening? You will feel stuck. You'll feel angry, mad, confused. Like, what is this happening? And okay, so for example, okay, so I'll tell you what. It happened with me a lot. Like I have passed a lot of divine tests. I have passed a lot of divine tests. So what happened actually, that I have I ended a karmic cycle with a lot of people. Okay, and I was happy in my life. Like, okay, everything is fine. I'm free from these people, right? Like, okay, now these people were trying to re-enter into my life, and they crossed all their boundaries to re-enter in my life. I have created this boundary, like, don't come, right? But still they are crossing their boundaries. So I had to stop them, right? Like, I just can't allow them. So I passed that divine test and I didn't allow those people, because I knew that how much pain they gave me and what they had put me through, and how difficult it was for me to learn those lessons and to end those cycles, right? So I listened to my intuition. I listened to my intuition and I didn't allow those people. So, whenever you are going through a divine test, your intuition will tell you that, hey, don't make the same mistake again. Whatever you have learned is right, whatever you have understood is right. Don't repeat the same cycle, don't make the same mistake. Your intuition will stop you from making the same mistake. Your intuition will help you to pass the divine test. So this is how your intuition helps you. This is how your intuition help you when you are going through a divine test. It will guide you. It will remind you. It will remind you of the lessons that you have learned. It will remind you that you are right. That's all I have for today's video, and I'll see you in the next video.